Alrighty, what's going on? This is Doom, and I'm going to be showing you guys my Bard DPS hybrid with Blade Dancer. So the first thing I'm showing you guys is the soul, which I just had to change around because I did not realize I had a point somewhere I didn't need it. But there's a few different ways that I build this. I originally built it to have more crit power or crit chance because it was not critting very often, and you know, RNG is very nice to have for that damage. But 44 in Bard, 23 in Blade Dancer, and 9 in Ranger right now. And there's definitely different ways that you can build this, but this is the way that I have it for now. Energy manipulation, of course. Repetitive strikes I prefer to have through the ether, honestly, but unfortunately it did not seem to be working with Cadenza, for me at least. Sprinter's Guile, Ascended Biology, and Planar Replenishment. Take a second if there's anything else you need. Alright, now to go into the macros. Alright, so for the macros I have here's my cleanse macro, it's already on there. And it's got a Versa Purity and Cleanse Soul. Then my heal me macro, which is my heal. This does not need to be in here. I just don't feel like making, I have a lot of different, Bard specs here. As you can see, these are all of the, this isn't even all of the roles actually. I might have more than 19, I'm not sure. But Renewing Pod, Versa Vitality, and Harmonic Distortion are the ones that I have inside of this one. What else? Oh, the Cadenza, my spam macro pretty much. These first three are Ascended abilities. And then you have a Cast at Self, Energy Manipulation. Cast Versa Agony, Cast Power Chord, and Cast Cadenza. I know some people put Energy Manipulation as the last thing because it's off global cooldown and it'll probably just get cast in between these anyway, but there's no point for me not to just sit it there. And my speed macro, which is really just sprint with my break free abilities, which they really need to friggin' fix Fading Light so that it gets used when you press the button, because that is annoying. But and Virtuoso, which doesn't need to be macroed, I just have it so that I can use my nifty little yell to warn people that shit's about to get real. Alright, so take a moment, pause the video if you need to. Alright, so the rotation is very, very simple. It's essentially spamming Cadenza until you get your motifs up. And once your motifs are up and you've got your 5 combo points, pop Virtuoso and Blade Tempo at the same time, and I typically cast Code of Distress as my first or second ability so that I can get a little more damage out of my Coda of Wrath. I mean, if you really want to, you can just build your 5 combo points up, put Code of Distress on, build them up, use Riff again, and then go into this. Different ways to do things. Depends on how much time you have, and if you're a PvPer, you know that every situation is not the same. And speed macro, we got side steps here for when things are getting a little rough and you need to get out. Weapon barrage, I put Riff on a different key. I just have these up here so that I can see when they're being used in here. Honestly, I have enough space to put them in there, but I'm lazy. Alright, so now let's see what we can do DPS wise. This does get energy starved a bit. But yeah. So typically I'm sitting at about 50k DPS is roughly where I average after everything. And honestly, I think opening with these two is better than building up and then using Code of Distress. Seem to drop the DPS. I typically hit about 70, a little above 70k at peak starting out. But yeah, so that's the basic build there. If there's anything that I left out or any questions that you have, don't be afraid to leave any comments and let me know, man. All right, you guys take it easy.